come un fuoco mi bruci nell'anima, come un angelo mi porti via. Se respiro della vita all'altra parte sei di me, se la luce dei miei occhi mi rifletto dentro te, se nel corpo la mia pelle, se mi stringi forte sai, questa vita si riaccende in ogni bacio che mi dai. Come un mantello sei, col tuo amore lo sai, mi avvolge Dio, non temo niente oramai, dolce amore mio, il segreto tu sei, che mi fa vivere, amore sei tu, che come un vento mi soffi nell'anima, questa vita che vivo per te. Se respiro della vita all'altra parte sei di me, se la luce dei miei occhi mi rifletto dentro te, se nel corpo la mia pelle, se mi stringi forte sai, questa vita si riaccende in ogni bacio che mi dai. E se guardo nei tuoi occhi vedo i sogni che farò, ogni volta in questo abbraccio morirei, mille volte amore ancora, mi innamorerò, lo so, sempre più io di te. Se respiro della vita all'altra parte sei di me, se la luce dei miei occhi mi rifletto dentro te, se nel corpo la mia pelle, se mi stringi forte sai, questa vita si riaccende. Se respiro della vita all'altra parte sei di me, se la luce mi rifletto dentro te, se nel corpo la mia pelle, se mi stringi forte sai, questa vita si riaccende in ogni bacio che mi dai. Se respiro. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright.
Hello everybody, welcome. How are you doing? Giada Valenti here in Las Vegas, 2 p.m. here in Las Vegas, which is the East Coast of the United States. How are you guys doing? I know many of you are watching from the East Coast, which I know is 5 p.m. You guys watching from Europe, you have already changed your time. So it's we only have 8 hours of differences. Normally it's 9 hours. So I guess it's 10 o'clock for you guys in Italy, 9 p.m. for you guys in England. It's still early in the morning for you in Australia. I have no idea if you guys have already changed the time. Actually, here in the United States, we're going to change into winter time this weekend, I guess, if I'm well informed. So we're going back to the 9-hour difference. So how are you doing, ladies and gentlemen? I want to welcome everybody for my circle of love in sign language. And of course, you have been with me for so long. And I also want to welcome, since it's Thursday, we may have a lot of people watching that are completely new. So welcome, welcome, welcome also to all of you watching for the first time. Where are you watching from? Let us know. I'm always curious to know where you guys are and how are you doing. We're still in this COVID-19, so I guess we are all at home, but I hope we're all doing well. And as I always say, one day more in COVID is one day less. We have to stay positive, otherwise we go completely crazy. So I am Giada Valenti, for the one you watching for the first time today. And we do signed language because I wanted to learn how to do signed language, because we have to communicate and include also the people that cannot hear. Thanks to my friend Diane Fiorentino, that she's been teaching me since we started this. We started this in March 18, and we celebrated in September 150 episode of the Giada Live. 150 episodes. Actually, we should be around the 160 episode right now. So we have been doing quite a nice journey. We went on for 100 days straight, and now we do a little bit less a day. Actually, we do Tuesday. We're starting November again with a celebrities interview. Thursday, I will do modern Italian lifestyle like today, together with my friends of Italianini. And Saturday, I'm in the kitchen. It's Thursday, and I want to welcome all the friends watching from Italian Living, the page of my dear friends Richard Micheli, that allows me to go live on Thursday and bring to you some fun also on Thursday on his page. So how many of you guys are watching today for the first time? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see somebody called Natalie. She's watching from Minnesota. So welcome to you. I guess you are completely new to the Circle of Love. So welcome to the Giada Valenti Circle of Love. Of course, this is what I do here on the social media, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Saturday I cook, remember. I'm going to make something delicious also this coming Saturday. And of course, on Sunday, I sing because I am a singer and a songwriter, signed for singer and songwriter in sign language. And Sunday, I do Love Song Sunday on my Patreon page, which is patreon.com/Giada Valenti. And you're all welcome to join me there. It's like a private Facebook when we can sing, we can talk, and we can communicate. This is from actually last weekend. And I always put in the green screen some theaters where I would love to be right now, but I can't. There's actually was La Fenice of Venice. I am from Venice, Italy, and that's beautiful, La Fenice in Italy. But I took you 2 weeks ago to Carnegie Hall. Last Sunday we were actually a Royal Albert Home, as I like to call it. We did some tribute to the music of Burt Bacharach, and this coming Sunday we go back to the normal sound, so Italian, American, French, Spanish song. And remember, if you're part of my Patreon page, you guys can always request a song. And you know me, on Patreon, I love to learn songs and practice and learn new songs for when I will be able to go on stage again. So I will have a new set of songs for you to sing. So if you want to join me, go on patreon.com/Giada Valenti. If you're new, and you can subscribe from starting with $1, €1 for you guys in Europe. And we also have tons of fun. What else? It's happening in the month of October. October is also an important month because it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Which we have been celebrating the whole week, remembering all the people that passed to this disease and the one that they are fighting. We are here to fight with you. And if you survive that, you are our hero. We send you love, and you can always let me know if you want me to mention you. By the way, I want to also thank my friends, the new friends in Australia that allow me to show my support for October breast cancer. Mariangela Stagniti invited me to do a video. If you haven't seen it, you can go on the page of Italian businesswomen in Australia. And I have to thank a Circle of Love, Antonio. Oh, sorry, my hair are going crazy. Antonio Argentieri, that introduced me to all those women and fantastic people in Australia, and I'm looking forward to come and see you all and sing for you in Australia when this is gonna be over. So I have Italy for me on the back. Actually, what you see there, that's the Church of San Francesco d'Assisi, in Assisi in Umbria. Because today, since we celebrated the 28th National Chocolate Day, and I do love chocolate, I don't know about you, I decided to do like a tour of the chocolate city of Italy. Yes, 2 days ago actually was National Chocolate Day here in the United States, because the international, that's a card I made the other day, I share on social media, October 28th. Actually, there is also a worldwide chocolate day, which is July the 7th. We also celebrated there when in July 7. And so I decided to take you because I wanted to do it myself to remind myself how beautiful is my country, and I wanted to go there. I wanted to remind you to go back there. But before we got that, I have a few announcements, of course, that we always do. And one of them is that, of course, I'm recording a lot of new songs with Paul Humbach. You saw on social media that I'm back in the studio, and I cannot wait to share all the songs with you. Actually, I sang on Patreon one of the new songs. It's called Every Time, that we're working on it, and there are more and more to come in. And also I have a new single coming up, a Christmas single that is going to be available for digital download. What Child Is This? Available November the 6th. I'm so excited. I want to thank also my friend, my Dutch friend, Jan Martin Wilsgoed, for doing the beautiful design of that CD cover. And that song I recorded together with Paul Humbach on guitar and vocals, and my friend on violin in Los Angeles, Volkan Cabriolet. And I'm very honored to be doing that song with you. Talking of Christmas, I'm also going to be doing Save the Date, a Christmas concert. Yes, a virtual one, so you guys can watch it wherever you are in the world. It's called, of course, like every year I do it around the theaters. This year I do it from home, from Las Vegas. Love 100 Christmas Trees, and it's a live streaming pay-per-view. I'm gonna give you soon all the information, and it's a project that I'm doing together with JJ, of course, and with the help of Elena Beninato here in Las Vegas, and I want to thank her so very much. She's gonna give me her house as a stage. She lives in a beautiful house. I want to also thank a Circle of Love Roger Scallion, because he's one of the main sponsor at the moment for the concert. So thank you, Roger. Thank you, Elena. And of course, thank you to Diane Fiorentino, my teacher for my signed language, who put me in contact with all these people, and she's helping with me to do all these things. Thank you also for teaching me sign language. And we are also working on a new song with sign language, which is going to be True Colors of Cyndi Lauper. So keep your eye open, because we're going to have next week a new video for also for deaf people with signs sang by me. I think I said everything what is going on this month. Actually, there's one more thing. It's October. For a few days more, until October 31st, is still Italian Cultural and Heritage Month, ladies and gentlemen. I know many of you watching, also especially the one watching from Italian Living, or if you are in my circle of love, you love Italy and anything Italian. So it's we've been celebrating the Italian cultural and heritage the whole month of October, actually always here on the Giada Live. And I'm also very honored to say that in November, they're also going to be honor me in New York City at the Columbus Garibaldi Meucci Museum. They're honoring me for all the efforts and the things I do to promote the beauty of my country and la lingua italiana, the Italian language, through with my musics. Yes, I always try to teach you some Italian words here. And so if you want, you can watch my acceptance speech, because it's a virtual event, and I will do an I don't know, are they going to give me anything to hold in my hands? I don't know, maybe they're going to send me something that I can hold in my hand, and I will do my acceptance speech. I want to thank God, my parents, you know. I'm going to write something nice. I haven't wrote something, but I want to thank them very much for thinking of me and honoring me with that. Without further ado, guys, are you ready to travel to Italy? Well, as I said, it was chocolate. I love chocolate. Do you guys love chocolate? You guys watching, all the people, new people watching that. Italy nel cuore, Anna is saying. Yeah, me too. Italy nel cuore forever, I would say. Italia nel cuore per sempre. And you're watching from Melbourne, Australia. Oh, Anna, un abbraccio a te dell'Australia. I see many new people. I see Becky De Vivo. Ciao tutti, sono di New York. Ciao, un abbraccio e benvenuta. I see Heather, of course. She's always part of my circle of love. William Mazza. I see Roger Scallion. Something new. I see Igman Hen Jacob du Plessis. Northern Ontario, Canada. Tu parles français? Je chante en français. I ask if they are from Canada, Quebec, probably they do speak in French. And I have also John watching from Saratoga Spring, New York. Welcome to you. Of course, Salma, she's part of my circle of love. We have Mariana from Houston, Texas. So welcome to all the people watching for the first time. And of course, I love you. Sign for I love you, all of you guys of the Circle of Love. So today I want to take you into the most sweet city of Italy. Italy is the old booth of Italy is just amazing. But there are a few cities that are very famous for chocolate, and not many people know. I many things I didn't know myself. I always Wikipedia everything, and I found out many things. So first of all, before I take you there, I want to tell you something. So, the scientific, we always need to learn something. This is what I've been doing during COVID-19. So, I've learned that the scientific name of the tree for the chocolate comes from Theobroma cacao, cocoa, which means food of the gods. Look at that. And look what a beautiful fruit they make. Inside there are the seeds that make the cocoa. And the name, the Theobroma cacao, was given only in 1753 by Carl Linnaeus, which was a famous botanist. Well, in Italian we pronounce cocoa, cacao, like I think many people in the world. You in the United States, I think you say cocoa. Cocoa, maybe in Australia you too, because you speak British. We say in Italy cacao, which is an Italian, if you want to say, adaptation of the Aztecan word cacao, which was the place where cacao originated. It comes from the old Maya and Aztecan culture. It was brought here. The word chocolate comes also from the Aztec word xocoatl. Look at that. That's the chocolate and the seeds and the cocoa powder that you can make it. And chocolate was referred to a bitter, spicy drink that the Aztecan were making with cacao beans. We'll be talking about it because chocolate in the beginning was completely different than the sweet chocolate that we like. You see, that's with the scultura azteca di un uomo con in mano un frutto di cacao. That's the old sculpture of Aztecan man with in his hand a cacao beans. So you're going to learn some Italian. You watch back and that's what it meant. So cacao was completely different when they invented. But today I want to take you to Italy because Italy has also history with cacao and chocolate. To 5 cities in particular where chocolate is made. So we will go from the north to the south. Of course, the most famous place for chocolate in Europe are Switzerland and France, if you are familiar with. But you will learn that even Swiss people and French people, they came to Italy first to learn a couple of tricks and technique to make this sweet chocolate. Of course, everything started in Italy. So the chocolate, as I said, was brought to Europe by the Spaniards. They found it actually in Mexico. It came from South America even earlier from the Aztec. And the Spaniard, they kept it sacred for more than 100 years to all of us in the rest of Europe because they just loved the drink. There was no many cacao beans available, and they didn't want it to share with the rest of the world. Well, but in 1800, the secret was out, and cacao and chocolate became popular all over Europe, thanks to Italy. So here are the 5 cities we are going to visit today of the beautiful booth of Italy, a beautiful booth of Italy. The 5 cities, of course, here they are, from the north to the south, is Torino, Turin. Of course, the Chocolate Valley of Tuscany, which is Prato, Pistoia, and Pisa. You see them there on the map. Then we go to the heart of Italy with Perugia in the region of Umbria. Then we go, of course, we have to make a little stop to Naples and even all the way to the south in Modica in Sicily, where they also made a very special kind of chocolate you're going to learn. If you've never been there, it's completely different than the rest of the chocolate that we make on the north, and a matter of fact in the rest of the world. The one of Modica is very spectacular. So let's go first to Piemonte. Piemonte is, you saw, is on the north of Italy, northeast actually, as they say, so the other side of Venice, and that's the beautiful city of Turin. And they have a long history associated to the chocolate, actually. It was brought there by Caterina, the daughter of Philip of Spain, so from one Spanish queen, that married in 1500 an Italian king. She married the Duke of Savoy, and she moved to Italy, and she started to bring from Spain to Italy the drink that the Spaniard has kept a secret for more than 100 years. She started to ask to be served inside the castle, and believe it or not, I found out that that spicy drink called chocolate, it was believed to have a special quality. It was like an aphrodisiac, believe it or not. But I also been told that if we would if we would be drinking that drink, the whole chocolate that they were serving in 1500 and in 1800, right now we would not like it very much. There was no sugar and it was spicy and kind of bitter, but it was kind of almost a medicine. So I can imagine they were giving like, like an energy drink with a spicy kick. That was the chocolate in 1800. Before somebody, you're gonna learn now, in Italy started to put the sugar inside and all the rest of the ingredients. So the first chocolateria, which is the first bar that was serving chocolate and people were playing cards, and chocolate was liquid, remember, in the beginning, actually happened in Italy, in Torino, in 1788, and was Giovanni Antonio Ari. That's actually a painting of the factory, and they started to produce chocolate for everybody, actually, for everybody they wanted to have. And remember, it was a drink, and he got actually a permit to produce the chocolate for 6 years. He was the only one who was allowed to produce this kind of drink, a liquid chocolate for 6 years. He was the only one that was able to do that. But of course, at a certain point, after 6 years, everybody started to love the drink and started to produce it, and it was produced all over the region of Piedmont. And as I said before, many French and Swiss chocolate makers, they heard about that they were producing this kind of drinks in Italy, and they went to there. So even the famous Doré, which is, I have a picture here, they invented the first hydraulic machine to grind cacao seeds to paste, which made it possible to have the first solid chocolate bars, was born in 1776. And actually the guy went to Piemonte, to the region, to the city of Torino, to learn how to make chocolate. Then he went back to France, and he made that machine, and he invented, because of that invention, we were able to have from liquid the first solid bar in 1776, long time ago. But of course, staying in Torino, one of the most famous chocolatier in the world originated there in the city of Alba, and is of course the brand Ferrero. We all know Ferrero. Look at that. Who doesn't know the Ferrero Rocher, the Raffaello, the Moncherie, and of course there you have the Ferrero Rocher, the one chocolate. They melt in your mouth, which is beautiful. And they originated here in the region of Piemonte. And of course another invention that they had it here in Piemonte, famous all over the world. I like it because normally I use it for my bread, but I also make some dessert with, is the famous Nutella. There it is, melt in your mouth only to see it. And believe it or not, so the Spaniard brought this kind of bitter, spicy drink. And if you're wondering who made it sweet and who made it powdery, so we are able to drink it, was not the Italian, actually, was a Dutch guy. Even before they started to do all these procedures in Piemonte, there was a Dutch guy. He was a Dutchman called Conrad Johannes van Houten. I can practice my Dutch. He made cacao more water soluble, creating a product that is still called today Dutch processed chocolate, which is, by the way, the cacao in polvere, the powder, cacao powder that we drink now. That was invented in Holland. You know, JJ behind the camera is Dutch, so I was very proud to find out that that invention didn't happen in Italy. All the rest, yes, but that guy did it in Holland, even before we were starting to work on other things. Of course, Piemonte also gave birth to many famous chocolatiers. We're going to Naples in a second, and one of the most famous chocolate makers from Naples, Isidoro Odin, was born actually also in Piemonte. It's like everybody that was sweet. And that store actually that you say, the Grey Odin, we're gonna go there in a second, is in Naples, but he and his family, they were, of course, born in Piemonte, because in Piemonte, remember, they were the first place in Italy to have factories producing chocolate, and also having schools where people could learn how to make these amazing sweet things. Also in Piemonte, I see here on my notes, there is another one of my favorite chocolate. I don't know if you guys have ever had, Ragazzi, avete mai mangiato un gianduiotto? Did you ever get a gianduiotto? Here it is. He originated also in the region of Piemonte, actually in Torino, in 1865. The gianduia was called. And gianduia is also the name of a mask. If you are familiar with the Carnevale in Venice, that's the original box of that they made it. Those delicious chocolate. Everything has changed now, and there are different brands producing the gianduiotto. So gianduia is one of the carnival masks, very popular of Torino. There it is. So if you are ever in Venice or in Italy, as a matter of fact, during Carnevale, you will see a lot of gianduia, which is one of the masks of Commedia dell'arte italiana, and they dedicated to him this amazing chocolate that melt in your mouth, is out of this world. There you see the most famous, there are different brand now. The Pernigotto that you see on the right there is one of the most favorite. Guys, if you never had it, you should really try to find that one, because you're gonna love it. My grandfather was born in Piemonte, actually in Serravalle. He was born, so in the region not far from Torino, and he's the one actually that introduced me to chocolate. He was always telling me story because he worked on factory making chocolate. And believe it or not in Piemonte, not in Torino, but my grandfather worked in the second city that we are going. We're going more to the south now. We go to Perugia. There's the beautiful Perugia. Well, if you're not familiar, Perugia is, of course, one of the beautiful city of the region of Umbria. I have here the map of Italy, and you see they call Umbria the green heart of Italy, il cuore verde dell'Italia. As you can see, it's in the center of the booth of Italy, and it looks like a heart. And it's a beautiful region. They call it green hearts because look at these slides of pictures that I prepare for you. There is so much green there that you can fall in love. Not many tourists go there, actually. It's always very crowded, not very crowded, even but right now nobody is there. But it's for sure one of the regions that I always love to visit. Of course, there is the famous city of Assisi. That's Assisi, as you see. Look at the green and the old things. And I have here on the back of me, that's the Chiesa di San Francesco d'Assisi. It's a beautiful place to visit. I decided to have it also on my background to it. But of course, there is also the city of Gubbio. There's so many beautiful little village. And Gubbio, look at it. I found this slideshow of Gubbio for Christmas. We were talking about the Christmas concert. They build every year, the beautiful Christmas tree on a mountain. All the people from the city chipped in and they built it. It's just a magnificent place to go. So I want to take you to Perugia, because Perugia is not only the place where my grandfather went as a young man to work in a chocolate factory. He went to work on the chocolate factory, I would say the most romantic chocolate in the world. Have you ever heard of i baci Perugina? I'm sure you've heard of the kisses of Perugina. Well, Perugia, the name Perugina, of course, comes from the city of Perugia, and I have to tell you, it's always been my favorite chocolate, and yesterday when I was making research from the programs of today, I fell in love completely. The chocolate Baci Perugina, they originated actually the company in 1907 by Annibale Spagnoli and his wife Luisa. Luisa, here is Luisa, look what a beautiful woman. Yesterday night, since I was doing my research, I had a chance to watch a beautiful documentary. So she started, so Luisa, together with her husband Annibale, in 1907, they started a little factory. And suddenly the factory only had 15 people working for them. And they were making such an amazing chocolate that they got the attention of the Buitoni family. They were famous pasta makers in the north of Italy. They went in and they decided to become investors on the factory, and they started Perugina. And JJ showed before this the poster that I show you. There is a beautiful movie about Luisa Spagnoli, which ladies, if ladies you watching, all the ladies watching, but also the gentlemen, you have to watch this movie, Luisa Spagnoli. It's in Italian with English undertitles, subtitles. You can watch it on Amazon Prime, and it tells you the story of this woman that in 1920, she not only was one of the first pioneers to actually start a company and to be the head of the company, and she was just a genius. She invented so many kind of chocolates that we still celebrate all over the world. By the way, she was the inventor. You guys in Italia, vi ricordate l'uovo di Pasqua? In Italy, but now all over the world, we have the famous chocolate egg. So she invented a chocolate egg. She made a formula. She said, what about if I can make a chocolate egg? Not only that, she even was the first woman that said, what about if inside the chocolate egg that we sell for Easter, we put a present? Kids will love to break the eggs and discover which kind of surprise is inside. So you have to see the movie. Just Google Luisa Spagnoli on Amazon Prime and you will learn what this woman was able to do. Of course, there is also a love story. She was married to Annibale, of course. At a certain point, she fell in love, though, with Giovanni Buitoni, which was 15 years younger than her, which at the time was just like a scandal. They had one of the most beautiful love story ever. I don't want to tell you much about it. You have to watch the movie. There's her and Luigi, and they create together the baci, the kisses. There is a funny story how she created actually the baci. She started to create also her own chocolates, and at a certain point she was making chocolate, and she said, why are we throwing away all these little piece of hazelnuts and the chocolate, the liquid? So she said, there is too much waste. Let's try to put together. So she put together some of the rest of everything, and suddenly she created, you will see it on the movie, she created it kind of ugly. They call it in the beginning like a Frankenstein's of chocolate. It was like, yeah, a funny shapes, and it looked actually like it was like a fist. So she said, you know what, how shall we call it? And in the beginning, she said she wanted to call it punches, cazzotti in Italiani. Then, of course, Giovanni said, I don't see many people going to a bar and say, I would like to have some cazzotti, some punches. But he said, but people would be happy to say, I would love to have some baci, especially if the girl selling the chocolate is a pretty girl. He said, I would love to have some kisses. So they changed the name into Kisses. The rest is history. In the movie, you will also understand that the kisses are famous because when you buy a kisses, I will try to have a few of them Saturday when I'm in the kitchen. I need to find them now. Because inside, of course, they're wrapped in a paper with all love messages. And I always wonder, how did they came to the idea to have a chocolate with a love message inside? Me, when I eat the chocolate, I'm always curious I put the chocolate actually aside just to read what is the message of love. And the idea came because, remember, so Luisa was having a secret relationship with Giovanni Buitoni, and he was sending very beautiful love messages to her. And one day she was caught in the factory by the husband having these little notes in her hands. So the husband said, what's that? And she said, this is an idea I just got. What about wrapping the chocolate with love messages and sell it like this? This was an idea of Giovanni. Giovanni was always wrapping the chocolate for Luisa. Luisa was caught with the thing in her hand, and smart as she was, she said, let's do it. The rest is history. They became famous all over the world. It's a beautiful movie. Remember, go and Google it, Luisa Spagnoli, and you are going to learn what kind of an amazing love story Luisa and Giovanni Buitoni had. She died very young, at 58, in the harm, actually, of Giovanni Buitoni. And when she was almost dying, she asked Giovanni to remarry. And they went together to see an opera performances, and she heard for the first time a soprano singing, and she said, you have to marry a woman like her. Well, he really ended up marrying a soprano. She said also, keep following your dreams. He moved to New York City, Mr. Giovanni Buitoni. He was one of the first to start here in the United States, in New York City, a matter of fact. He started the first Buitoni factory in Hackensack, New Jersey. You guys, if you are in New Jersey, you may know the factory. He opened the first restaurant actually on Fifth Avenue, and for his whole life, even though he was remarried to this soprano lady, he stayed in love with Luisa, and to the memory of Luisa and this amazing Cioccolata Baci Perugina, because he also opened on Fifth Avenue a store of Baci Perugina in honor of Luisa. And there you see. And by the way, if you are fashion, look at that place. He stays actually CEO of the company until he died, Giovanni. And so it's a beautiful, beautiful love story. And one of his dreams, he was also an amateur baritone singer. And Luisa, she was remarkable. She was a woman that for 1920, I said yesterday to JJ, I wish she would have lived longer than 58. I wonder what she would have invented. She was very smart and very forward her time. She also said to Giovanni that he needed to follow his dream. I really love Luisa Spagnoli now. So when he was in New York, his dream was always to sing, and he ended up even doing a concert at Carnegie Hall. Yeah, I found pictures of him with Licia Albanese, the famous soprano Licia Albanese, which, by the way, I was honored to meet. And there's a picture of Licia Albanese and Giovanni Buitoni at Carnegie Hall in September 1961. So he fulfilled all his dream, moved by the spirit of the love of her life. That's Giovanni Buitoni. And actually, you can read there, he started actually to work on the company of Perugina when he was only 18 years old. So he was handling and the Buitoni factory with his father, and at 18. Sometimes you meet kids now at 18. They're just playing games. They don't even know nothing. And this guy at 18, he was impressive. He did amazing things together with Luisa Spagnoli. And for the one of you fashion lovers, I don't know if Doug is watching with us today, is the same Luisa Spagnoli, the famous fashion designer. She has, there are more than 100 stores, upscale stores all over the world. Yes, she was not only making chocolate, she was also making clothes. Actually, when she started making the Angora pieces, sweaters and stuff like that. And of course, the company, if you see the movie, you will see what kind of a remarkable woman it is. So last night I really fell in love even more with my favorite chocolate, the Baci Perugini. Remember? Luisa Spagnoli on Amazon Prime. I think I will never promote as much a movie like this one. I really, really love Luisa Spagnoli. Now I need to have a piece of Luisa Spagnoli fashion as well. If you wonder, well, Perugina still exists, of course. It's not owned by the family anymore. It's being bought in 1997 by Nestlé. So it belongs to the big group of Nestlé. They bought it for $13 billion. I mean, it started, you will see, like a little store in the city of Perugia, $14 billion. And if you are wondering, they produce 300 million Baci kisses every year. 300 million. And as I said, I will go and try to find a few of them for Saturday for myself. JJ, we're gonna have chocolate Baci this weekend. One of my favorite chocolate. Of course, Perugia, so it's famous for the Perugina. If you go to Perugia, you have to go and make all the stop. There are some stop. Or see the first store of Luisa Spagnoli with Annibale and the factory and everything. You have to do it. But also there is once a year the Euro Chocolate, which is a famous fair, chocolate fair, where all chocolatier and chocolate lover from all over the world go to Perugia. It's a beautiful thing to do. There is a museum called Casa del Cioccolato. There is many places that sell chocolate. And of course, she had, you will see the movie, she had some competitors. The whole life competed with her. One, of course, is Ferrero. In the movie, they changed the name because the guy wasn't very kind, so they use another name, but it's Ferrero. And also there was one in the city of Perugia themselves. They still exist. He has a chocolateria over there. It's called the Talmone store. So you have to visit also there. You have to, so you can compare Perugina with Talmone, and then you choose yourself. So now we go even more south, because the number 3 city for sweets, so we had Torino, we had Perugia, we go all the way to the south in Sicily, the south of Sicily. We are going to Modica. I don't know how many of you know Modica, but look how spectacular it is, this place. And that's, as I said, it's a Baroque town, and it's famous for il cioccolato modicano, which is, I don't know if you are familiar, you see already on the pictures, as a completely different structure of the chocolate we're used to eat. The taste is also unusual and different. They say, I'm reading here, is made, Modica chocolate is also very natural and is made solely with hand-ground cacao and sugar without added cacao butter, lacticin, and emulsifier of other additive. So it's It's a very, very different kind of chocolate. And of course, there is also, if you go there to Modica, there is this very famous Dolceria Bonaiuto. It's an original old chocolateria that was founded in 1880, and it's something absolutely that is worth a visit. And you have to try if you're a chocolate lover. By the way, how many chocolate lovers are watching? I guess many of you. So if you're watching, you are a chocolate lover. When you go to Sicily, try to make a stop to Modica, or see if you can find Modica chocolate on Amazon. It's completely different, the texture and the taste. It's made according to maybe more ancient and old rules of making chocolate. So, and after Modica, we go back to Naples. We always need to, when we are in Italy, we always have to make a little step to Naples. As I mentioned before, Naples, yes, the beautiful city of Naples. This is the Bay of Naples. Normally I sing Neapolitan song for you, and it's a magnificent place. Also here, it's famous for another story of love about chocolate, believe it or not. There is, if you've been to Naples and you go to a coffee bar, and you're gonna see, of course, all kind of different pastry, and you always see this kind of round chocolate that was invented by Scaturchio. And there is a love story. Yeah, there's still. Can you see all those sweet stuff that you can get at Scaturchio? I mean, if you are in Naples, yes, several stores. You have to make a stop there. He invented a round chocolate, very popular in Naples. If you are in Naples, called ministeriali. How many of you have had a ministeriali? Here they are. It's like a big coin with inside a cream and liquor. And I had it many times. I did not know. Maybe you, Antonio Argentieri, you are a pastry chef, you knew. But the ministeriali were invented by Scaturchio because of love. He fell in love with this woman called Anna Fouget, who is a Napolitan singer and actress who took a French name. There she is, quite a pretty lady if you ask me. So he fell in love with Anna. She was very popular. She was making movie in Italy, and she said, if you really love me, make something sweet for me. And he put together some secret ingredients, some chocolate, cream, and alcohol, and he made something called ministeriali. Ministeriali means a ministerial affair. So yesterday I was wondering, how can it be? Because I mean, you remember the affair between Luisa Spagnoli and Giovanni Buitoni? They invented the bacio, they invented the kiss. How did he invent the ministeriali? There is a completely different story about it, which I want to say. So wonder about the name. The ministeriale means ministerial, and the story behind the name, it's very funny. So they said that he wanted to, Scaturchio, ask the king of Italy, at the time had a king, if they would have the ministeriali, this special chocolate that he had made, served inside the royal house. And it took so long and a lot of paperwork that at a certain point, apparently Scaturchio said, but this is a ministerial affair, è un affare ministeriale, you know, the bureaucracy. And he said, that's how I'm going to call him. Of course, he was able to bring it to the court for the king, but it took months and months of paperwork, and he decided to call this chocolate that was born for love ministeriali. I always wonder why these funny names. Of course, in Naples, state to Naples, we said he was born, Isidoro Odin was born in Piemonte, like my grandfather, but he was in love with the south of Italy, he was in love with Naples. So when he learned how to make chocolate in Piemonte, he went to Naples, he married the love of his life, Honorina Gay, and they started together what in Naples is an institution, the Gay Odin Napoli, since 1894, Cioccolato Originale. If you've never been to Naples, when you go to Naples next time, you have to go and find it. There are several, I think there are 9 chocolateria in Naples. There are also one in Milan and one in Rome. So if you are in Rome or in Milan, look for Gay Odin. And JJ showed the pictures of the liquid chocolate, the drinkable one. Actually, it's very unusual. It's not the normal chocolate. They almost look like melted chocolate, and they are very, very famous for it. It's the Odin, the Gay Odin cafeteria had many. You always see famous people there. I'm reading here Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde was very fan of this place, but also Edoardo De Filippo. Se siete italiani, ragazzi, Edoardo De Filippo was one of the most famous Neapolitan actor, and he was a huge fan of this cioccolata calda, this hot chocolate that is served that way only by gay audience. So you have to make a stop in Naples wherever you are there. So we leave Naples for a second, we go a little bit to the north again, we go into what they call the Chocolate Valley. Yes, in Italy we have something called La Pianura della Cioccolata, Chocolate Valley. I showed before, is in Tuscany, beautiful Tuscany, look at that. Tuscany, of course, is one of the most beautiful regions. We have been there with the Giada Live many times. And they have 3 cities, Prato, Pisa, and Pistoia. JJ will show you why I tell you the story. That's, of course, is Pisa. They have a history of making some chocolate, very unusual chocolate again. So while you are in there, there are even trips that you can do. There are many fairs. That's one actually that I've been to, and you can taste different kind of chocolates that they make in Tuscany. And remember, every region of Italy, they make different kind of textures and taste of chocolate. I read actually that there are more than 500 different kind of chocolates for flavor, depending on the flavors and amount of sugar that they do inside. So it's amazing. So remember, Turin, yep, from the north to the south, there's no excuse. Those are the 5 most famous city for chocolate. JJ can show it again. So Torino in Piemonte, Prato, Pistoia, Pisa in Tuscany, Perugia in the heart of Italy in the Umbria, and then Naples, and then, of course, all the way down to Sicily for the famous chocolate of Modica, which for me is one of the most unusual one I have ever tried. So you have to try to make this. Maybe it's an idea. One day we're gonna be, they're very far away though from north to south, JJ, but it would be nice to do like a tour in the city of chocolate. I mean, I'll be in. Who is in for a tour of Italy next year, of the year after, with the a chocolate tour? We go all this factory, we're gonna taste the chocolate, and we're gonna eat chocolate. I mean, who is in? Chocolate tour of Italy. I mean, I adore chocolate. By the way, I also found some fun facts that I'm going to read very quickly too. All stuff that I didn't know, so I need to read it for you. So, number 1, they say that the smell of chocolate increases the brain waves, which triggers relaxations. So, chocolate is relaxations. Number 2, chocolate is the only edible substance to melt at around 32 centigrade, which is 19 Fahrenheit, in Fahrenheit, just below human body temperature. That's why chocolate melts in your mouth. Didn't know that. They are a rare 4th kind of chocolate, addition to the classic milk, dark and white variety, which is the blonde chocolate. Did you guys ever had blonde chocolate? I haven't, but I will try to see if I can have it. I never taste that one. So white chocolate, number 4, isn't technically chocolate. I love white chocolate, as it contains no cacao solids or cocoa liquor. White chocolate contains cocoa butter instead. So there is no chocolate in white chocolate. Go figure. Number 5, eating dark chocolate every day reduces the risk of heart disease by 1/3. JJ, you know what we're going to be buying later? Dark chocolate. Actually, I love dark chocolate. Once a week, I have a bar of dark chocolate. So dark chocolate improves blood flow and lower blood pressure. Number 7, dark chocolate is a powerful source of antioxidants. So it's good for us to drink chocolate. One more, to eat chocolate. Now, theobromine is the compound in the chocolate that makes poisoned the dogs. You know, you cannot give chocolate to the dogs. I knew that. I had a dog in Italy, Theo, and he was not allowed to have chocolate. But it can also kill a human being. I said here, a little dose of chocolate for a human being to be killed is about 10 kilograms, which is 22 pounds. So let's stay to the 20 pounds of chocolate. Oh, chocolate can kill us. Number 10, chocolates are vegetable. Well, I didn't know. Chocolate is a product of cacao beans that grow in a pod-like fruit of tropical cacao trees. I showed you before. So cacao grow is a fruit. So you can almost say it's either a fruit or a vegetable. So can we skip the salad and have only cacao? I don't think so. But I didn't know. Number 11, Yeah, I found it before. Know the number of chocolate flavors available across the globe. They say that there are more than 500 flavors available. While wine only has about 200. So more taste of chocolates than wine. I didn't know. How many one did you taste it? I think I've done only maybe 20 of them. So I still have a long way to go. Number 13, cacao beans were used as a currency once in history. You know, money doesn't grow on trees. Well, actually it did, because the Aztec, the Mayas, loved and valued cacao bean so much that they used to use it as a currency during the time of their civilization. So money really did grow on trees at the time. Would be nice if we could pay now again still with chocolate. And number 14, cacao trees are immortal, or almost. So cacao trees, which are tropical beauties, may actually live up to 200 years. However, interestingly, the produce of beans just for 25 years of the lifespan. So for 25 years they produce beans for cocoa, and then they're just trees. And number 15, I thought it was nice to know this one. Actually, in the milk chocolate, the one that apparently is not so good for us, was only invented in 1913. So they had milk to the cocoa powder to make milk chocolate only in 1913. So how many of you did know all these facts about chocolate? I did not know, but now I can say I am an expert in chocolate. I am an expert in the chocolate city of Italy, and so are you. So guys, I want to thank you for having been today here with me. I see many new people. Please like my Facebook page if you are not of the circle of love and you are completely new. Like. Subscribe also to my YouTube channel if you're watching on my YouTube, or go on my YouTube, and you can always watch back the episode, this one of any other of the other one. Remember, we had more than 150 episodes since we started. You can always watch them at giada.live, and you can see the interview, the singing, the cooking, and everything. And please keep telling all your friends about me, and also about my very dear to my heart, the Sunday love songs, because I do love to talk to you, I do love to promote Italy, and I do love most of all to sing. I am a singer and songwriter, and music, it's my first love. And so what else can I say? Oh, if you like my music, I know many of you were writing comments about the opening song. The song is called Il Respiro. We are working on recording that song also in Spanish. And if you love my music, you can always find my music on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music. Please buy my music. Remember, as musicians, we are all out of work, so we live with the support of you watching, and the support of you on Patreon, all the donation that you guys do. I want to thank, by the way, Doug Hartline for his donation of a few days ago, Roger Scallion for being a major supporter of my Christmas concert coming up. Save the date, December the 12th, from the house of Elena Beninato. And what else, guys? I hope you enjoyed this tour into the city of chocolate in Italy with me. I'm going to be seeing you Saturday in the kitchen. This is the sign for Saturday, if I remember correctly, right, Diane? Was this? Something like that. So I'm going to see you Saturday in my kitchen, as I will be cooking something delicious. So in sign language, I love you, and I'm going to be see you Saturday in the kitchen for some delicious food. Grazie ragazzi, un abbraccio a tutti e ci vediamo sabato. Ciao!
Dankeschön, dear old Dankeschön. Thank you for seeing me again. Though I'm here in my solitude, I know you are there, and in my heart I smile again. And so I sing here in my solitude, waiting to see you, same time, same place, and I can't wait to say again, Dankeschön, 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 dear old